Good evening and Merry Christmas, world. My name is Kip Davis. I'm a specialist in the Dead Sea Scrolls and early Judaism, as well as a scholar of the Hebrew Bible. And welcome to my channel. Welcome to my show. It's 6 o'clock p.m. here on the Pacific Coast on December the 25th. I was told when I was on line at Maya Atkinson's channel at Bad Science Sunday yesterday that today is the day of the birth of Jesus. So happy Christmas to one and all. Thanks for tuning in. So and there is a whole bunch of people here already. So let's get the roll call on, shall we? There we go. Oh, wow, look. Ryan was here early. Not sure if you're still here, Ryan, but it's good to see you. Archival Blob was also here very, very early and was excited about the early morning stream. That's when it was scheduled for 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So my expectation is that Archival Blob is still sleeping, as he should be on the morning after Christmas night. I'm not always drunk, but I am drinking and I'm not drunk yet. So, and we got 2 hours. We'll see where we get to. I hope you're looking after yourself, Joel, and take care of yourself and your family. Aces Wizzo 8665 wants to know why everyone is speaking on Wes Huff, and it's because Wes keeps making videos, and many times they're just not very good, and there's things in the videos that he makes that require um responses. So that's why, and that's what we'll do this fine evening, this fine Christmas night. Thank you, Lil. Happy Christmas to you. Extra treats for Dagon. I've got him right here, but you know what? He is downstairs hanging out with people, which is something that he likes to do. And he probably wisely figured that there might be more food and treats down there than up here. So, but if he comes back, I'll make sure he gets some, or I'll make sure he gets treats after we're done. Certainly. Good to see you, Nitty. Good to see you, Chenk. In the year of the death of the king Uzziah, I saw the Lord seated upon a high throne, and and he was aloft, and his shulim filled the temple. That's a salacious text. And we've talked about that one before. We're not talking about it today, but thank you, Chank, for being here. Good to see you, John. Yes, Merry Christmas. Tad is here. All I wanted for Christmas was for the weakness of the flesh to be replaced with the surety of steel. Instead, I got a blanket. That's too small for me. that's how Christmas goes, right? I got socks, which is great because I absolutely needed socks. So thank you to my family for the socks. Redeem is here. Hello. Alias fake name is here. Holly is here. For Piha, share it to one and all. Good to see you, Ember and Misinterpretations. And Redim is here to wish everybody a Merry Chrysler and a Honda New Year. There's a bunch of other people who have checked in the meantime. Triceratops is here. Ninjester is here. Sapphire is here. Maya is here. My Unfinished Journey is here. We'll get back to this in a minute. Maya. Regios is here. The right-handed Sith is here. It's a full house tonight. Good to see you, Kelly. And Purple Rhymes with Orange, who put this whole shindig together. Thank you for popping by. For those who are unaware, the playlist is linked in the description. After my time is up in 2 hours, I will be directing everyone, and I expect you all to go and tune in to Mark Reed's channel. we're trying to keep this going. We're trying to keep creators online and with you through the duration of the Christmas season. So Matthew Booker is here, and Cuneiform Guy is here. Good to see you, Cheetah X. I'm at Westhoff regurgitating the same old shite. Yeah, it's true. We'll see. Meryl Rander, Hangfishy. Wow, Robert Mock. All you guys. I'm honestly, I'm honored. I'm a little flattered that you have that you were tuning in to listen to me ramble on this Christmas night. So thank you, everyone. I think it's just me tonight, which is new. I've not done a show by myself in some time, so we'll see how this goes. But I feel like I must assure everyone
The
that
show today is no exception to some of the great work that I've done in the past.
just got to keep those expectations in check. I do have some news to pass along right away. Tad is mad has already sent in $2. Thank you for the super chat to drop the information here. I bought the audiobook. I'm excited for the woofs. Thank you, Tad is man for the super chat. And yes, it's true, everyone. It's absolutely true. If I can figure out how to work this shit myself, uh, we'll do that. I will just show you the link here. It is available on Audible. It is also I've checked, and it is also available at Amazon. You can actually procure for yourself an audiobook using your Audible points, or you can purchase it through Audible or through Amazon. I'm very excited about it. I'm very happy with the finished product. If you would like, I can give you a little taste. Let me know, people in the chat, if you'd like to hear a sampling. Not the sample. There's a sample on the page that you can listen to, but I can give you another sample of how it hears, how it reads, if you're so interested. So go check that out. After many months of blood, sweat, and tears, the audiobook is finally out. It's finally off my plate, and I really hope that everyone enjoys it and is happy with it. So yeah. So today, why we're here, what we're going to do for the next little while is we're going to look at a video. Oh, thought being here would be something like a sampling. A little bit, but I remastered. I went through and remastered all the audio, so it sounds better than what you get just listening to me ramble through StreamYard. And yes, misinterpretations. Whoops. Spooky Bed Hair, an audiobook, is a book that is set to noise. It's a book that you don't actually have to read with your eyes, but you can read with your ears by just passively listening or actively listening to it. You can listen to it passively or actively. It's harder to read a book passively. You kind of have to do that actively. So and Redim is waiting for the version read as a white drunk girl. Keep waiting. That version feels like a lot of work, and we'll see what happens. DH Personal, I've been listening to the audiobook all day as I build loft beds for my sons. Wow, awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. So uh Goop 3 likes audiobooks because they have ADHD, and I've discovered this with a number of people. This is a much easier way, a more enjoyable way to consume such media. And Tad is correct. This is definitely the cure for your crippling insomnia. So if you suffer from crippling insomnia, then by goddamn, get the audiobook. It will put you right to sleep. While some people with ADHD find it easier to process um, audio, Maya reminds us that this is not the case for everyone. She has to read her books the old-fashioned way. What I do with my audiobooks is I stick them. I would say I put them on the cassette player or the disc player in my car, but I don't have one of those anymore. So, I listen to audiobooks while I'm driving on long trips, and tomorrow, bright and early in the morning, I'm going to be, heading out for an 11-hour drive to visit my family on the other side of the Rocky Mountains in Calgary, Alberta, and I won't be listening to my own audiobook because goddamn, that's all I've been listening to for the last 3 months. So I will be I picked up a copy of, Jesus and John Wayne, and I will be listening to that for the trip out, and I will find something else to listen to on the way back. Vish, it's good to see you. I'm happy you're here. I hope you've had a very happy Christmas day. But listen, let's get into some of this stuff that Wes Huff published recently. He picked up he posted a new video a few days before Christmas, featuring a friend of his who's been on his channel before and who we've covered before, Dr. John Mead, who is a text critic of the Hebrew Bible. Oh shoot, you know what? It's Christmas and I don't have any candy here. I just noticed that. Excuse me for a moment. Oh, okay. All right. I've got some after eights and some 70% cocoa lint chocolates, and we're ready to go here. So Wes published this video where he had this conversation with Dr. John Mead, who is a text critic of the Hebrew Bible, a legitimate one, and they were talking about a couple of the text critical issues surrounding some very, very famous texts in the book of Isaiah, that are especially popular at this time of year. A couple of texts from Isaiah chapter 9 and chapter 7, which have been featured in the New Testament by New Testament writers, by early Christian writers as fulfilled prophecies of Isaiah. And so this is what we're going to get into a little bit today. We'll see how far we get. I might skip through sections of this first bit. Oh, I also need to show you. I got a big what let's make me big for a second. I also got one of these are great. I got these peanut butter pretzels from come on camera. You can do this. There we go. These peanut butter pretzels from Costco. I really like these. So I'm yes, this is true. I think it's important to point this out. Um I've done this in the past. I have oh, thank you. I do have a super chat from Dapper. I'll check it out. But I I haven't streamed by myself for a very long time. Vish is usually here to help me with these sorts of things. So it's going to be a challenge for me to pay attention to what the hell is going on in the chat. And my apologies for that. The easiest way to get my attention is through super chats. And thank you, Dapper Dinosaur, my good friend, for the $5. Merry Omniscience to you as well. Here's to embracing the strength and certainty of steel. The machine gods know all, comprehends all. Is that a typo or are you messing with me? The machine gods knows all. That no, is there one machine god or is there a collective of machine gods? And you're isolating the omniscience an omnicomprehension of just one of the great machine gods, you might have to let me know what's going on here. But I appreciate it, my friend. I hope you've had a wonderful omniscience yourself, and I will see you, I guess, in a little over a week. I will not be. Oh, maybe it's now. I'm not sure what time when I'm coming. No, yeah, I'll see you in a little over a week. So I will not be in attendance for Dapper Reacts in no, what am I I don't understand. I'm just listen. I am out here doing my best to have a stream, and I'm sorry if it's not up to your standards, but we can't all be queens of the goddesses, Maya. So I am a mere mortal doing mere mortal things, and I'm sorry, there's stuff going on. I told you this, Jesus Christ. I did tell you this, dinosaur. Um, and it's not fair. You're distracting me from the important matters at hand by constantly ringing my Discord. So stop doing that. We're going to listen to Wes Huff talk about Isaiah here for a little bit. All right. Let me know, chat, if you can hear what he's talking about. You should be able to.
Christmas is just around the corner, and so
And I
I
am paying
have a
attention to the
friend
chat.
who
Can
many of
everybody
you
hear it?
might be familiar with.
Okay.
I have a couple of videos
Give me
with
a
him
thumbs
on my
up.
channel already. So I'm joined by Dr. John Mead. John, for those who don't know who you are, why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction?
Yeah, great to be on with you, Wes. Just this summer, I became professor of Old Testament at Midwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and my family and I moved here from Phoenix.
Congratulations, Dr. John Mead, on your new position at the seminary in Colorado that I already forgot you were talking about. But way to go.
I had previously taught at Phoenix Seminary for the past 13 years, and I look forward to carrying on teaching Old Testament survey and Hebrew language and history and formation of the Bible classes. I mean, all kinds of things. And also look forward to just carrying on my normal research into the history of the Bible, its manuscripts and canon histories. And yeah, it's great to be on with you, Wes.
Yeah, awesome stuff. All relevant stuff to the channel. So Christmas is just around the corner, and
So people seem alarmed at the fact that I am doing this by myself. Thank you, Jessica, Transmental Alchemist, for the $5 Australian. Happy Wallace and Gromit Day for all those who celebrate. That's awesome. Much appreciated. Listen, if somebody in the chat would like to volunteer to come and help me out, you can find me on Discord. Let me know and I'll send you the link, and you can run the chat for me if you'd like. You're right, Vish. I didn't ask. I didn't want to bother you. I wasn't sure if you'd be interested in coming. If you are, then yeah, come and hang out. And uh Sure. So, what people don't realize is Vishanti actually has the keys to this place, so she can if yes, uh, and as Vishanti says, she doesn't do anything on Christmas, which is why I was not about to ask in the first place. So, she's Jewish. Yeah. So, again, people know how to get a hold of me. If you're interested in coming up and giving me a hand with the chat, then just let me know. And see, misinterpretations would, but she's quilting. I figure most people have better things to do. I am not. No, I'm not begging. And Vish, do whatever you want. We'll be fine. So, um, and honestly, it's good. It's okay. Let's listen to Wes Huff and John Mead talk about Isaiah. Um I assume Kip was wondering about family stuff. Yeah. Um, I didn't say I don't want you to help. If you want to help, then feel free to come and join me. I honestly just did not want to bother you or anyone for that matter. It's Christmas night, for God's sake. I didn't want to put anyone out. So, seriously, this is ridiculous, you guys. I am pressing play.
So people might be familiar with a couple of passages that are talked about during the Christmas season that we're going to dig into, get into some
All right.
nerdy manuscript Hebrew Greek stuff that's related to those.
Awesome.
And they are Old Testament passages. So that they're passages from Isaiah 9, 6 through 7, and Isaiah 7, 14. And I'm just going to read that for us. And I'm currently reading from the LSB, the Legacy Standard.
So for real, these are definitely texts that people what's the word I'm looking for? Uh sorry, I've just been very distracted by the chat here. These are definitely texts that the people set their focus on because they have been a feature of the Christian celebration of Christmas for since the start, right? So let's hear what Wes has to say first about Isaiah chapter 9.
Bible. For a child will be born to us, a son will be given to us, and the government will rest on his shoulders. And his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace.
So I just want to point out here that he cited what did he call it? He I don't remember what he called the version that he's actually reading from here. But this is not the text that he has up on the screen. The text that he has up on the screen is the variation of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 that appears in the Septuagint. For a child was born to us, a son was also given to us, and the rulership or sovereignty was upon his shoulders, and his name will be called Messenger of Great Counsel, Megales Bules Angelos. So and they're going to talk a little bit about this passage here.
So John, we were talking
in a moment.
a little bit earlier during this week, and I brought up, what if we look at some of these passages, and you mentioned to me that there are actually some aspects of them.
So Maya has nominated Vishanti for tribute. Give her give her a goddamn link, you bookless bastard. The thing is, the minute Vish wants to come on to my channel, she just does so. Vish does what she wants, and I wouldn't expect her to do any differently tonight. So, that's but if somebody else wants a link, I can I can oh wait, what's over here? So I can send it to you. But yeah. So Septuagint. Vish, if you would like to, are you wanting me to ask you? So she wants me to ask her to come up. I would be very happy if you would like to join me, Vish. So please, if you're interested in coming and hanging out on stage instead of in the chat, then yeah, please come on up. I've stopped the stream 3 times, Maya, because it looks like a goddamn mutiny in the chat. And I got another super chat from Jester for $2, who has said, no, don't bail him out. I think this is going fine, isn't it? Is it going fine, or is this already a trainless? But yeah, a train wreck. Yeah. So Isaiah 9:6. Should we get back to that?
Manuscript tradition throughout this passage that are a little bit unique.
Oh yes.
Mm.
It's interesting. So that's the Legacy Standard Bible. And
That's
I
it.
think that
The Legacy Center Bible that he read but did not show on the screen. And yeah, there are some cool manuscript things going on in this text. I think they're probably overselling them a little bit. We'll talk about it. I really kind of want to get on to Isaiah chapter 7. But we'll see how far this goes.
that's probably with the exception of maybe
going.
that did they have Eternal
I can
Father there?
increase
Is
the
that what it was?
speed.
Eternal
Yeah.
Father.
I think we're used to like
if
Everlasting
somebody
Father or
wants to.
something like this, but for the
Oh,
most
hey,
part, you know,
check
that's
it
a
out.
pretty standard rendering
She's here.
of the
And
Hebrew
I
text
already
of Isaiah.
fucked this up too, because I pressed play and I didn't have the video up. Shall I hi Vish. How are
Bless your
you?
heart. You
Merry
know
Christmas.
that Jews don't
I
do
know.
anything on Christmas, right?
I know that. That's why I didn't ask you.
This would be like, well, Kip, I mean, I know that you're not really religious, but it was Hanukkah and I just didn't want to bother you.
That's fine. But it's work. It's not a Sunday. It's a Thursday night. It's after 6.
This is just a
I
regular Thursday on the calendar to me.
Holy shit. Who let this guy in?
Hello.
Wow. Welcome, Dapper. Good
Well,
to
you're
see
not going to
you.
be here
I
on
don't
Saturday,
see you.
so
It's true. I'm not. And I did tell you this. So just fuck off with that. Redim is very happy, by the way, that you have been unleashed. Let me send you the video link, Vish,
okay.
so that so you can run the video and we can talk about it. I'll just do that on Discord. By the way, we have 140 people watching on 2 platforms.
Wow.
Which is pretty
Nice.
great, I think, for Christmas night. And if you are unhappy, we do this. We've been doing this for about a month now. I have been streaming on vertical and landscape format for a while now. If you're unhappy with your current view, there is a link where you can change that. You can come and watch on your preferred aspect ratio. So you can check that out. Oh, why isn't it? Are you trying to add it to the stage at the same time I am? Is that it?
Yes.
That might be, that's probably why. I'm sorry. All right. I'm gonna send a link also to Nitty. So we got a few people up here. That'll
Let
be
me
fun.
add it to the stage.
That's festive. I'm not doing anything now, I swear. Is it just a StreamYard thing? Is it being a bitch? Oh, you know what? Let's do this. That's you. I have stopped. Let me stop sharing my screen. There. Try that. Does it work now? It works.
Cool.
So maybe jump
Hooray.
up to 2 minutes 30 seconds. I had it at 1.25 speed. We could probably bump it up even to 1.5 perhaps. I'll read a super chat here from Claude Simeon. Thank you. Yay, Vish makes skip streams 10 times. 10 times
10 times better. That's
I
a
agree.
lot.
I agree. Honestly,
I
I'll
don't know
be
about
honest with you,
10.
okay? As confident as I feel in my own abilities to be able to do this shit by myself, I'll be honest.
Why?
That was fucking hard, okay? So for the last 30 minutes, that was something. That was definitely something. Wow, Regios, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Is this a gang up on Kip's stream? It took an interesting turn. It certainly did. It feels a bit like a mutiny of sorts, you could say.
Well, I mean, we did join because you were doing a terrible job.
I was doing a terrible job because you guys wouldn't stop talking about how weird it was that I was up here by myself. God damn it.
Yeah, it's always weird when your audience talks to you on stream.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what chat? Why do you even have that?
A live chat.
I do not believe I skipped your super chat. Let me go back and look and make sure I probably did.
On behalf of Kip,
yeah, I did.
Certainly
Did I get this one? I got this one from Jester, right? who is sad now that you guys did actually bail me out. Ted is mad. Thank you. The more we bother Kip, the less Wes we hear. That's true. But you know what, guys? It's mostly John Mead talking, which is way better than Wes.
That's a relief.
It is. It's true. So, and Jessica, thank you so much for the Australian $5. You have a term for that, I think, don't you, Dinosaur? You call them
Dollary dues.
something. Dollary dues. That's right. I know
Yeah.
you called the Canadian ones beaver bucks.
It's true.
And the Australian ones dollary dues.
Yep.
What do you call like British pounds? Or do you get
British
pounds?
pounds, yeah.
Yeah, and euros, you just call them euros.
Euros.
Okay.
It's only the dollar
'Cause
that seems
they're
to
not
have like
dollars,
a million
that's right.
different. Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's important. So yeah, Jessica, the Transmetal Alchemist, thank you so much for the $5 Australian dollars. Happy summer solstice to all my fellow Australians. Enjoy your long weekend of fruit salad and pavlova, barbecues, backyard cricket, and frosty drinks. Wonderful. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I do hope that everybody down under is having a wonderful summer celebration. So we're ready to go. I thought Nitty was coming. He's not here yet. I did give you the link, Nitty. So whenever you're ready, just hop on. Anybody else who wants a link, just let me know and I'll send you one on Discord. So Maya says your audio is a little bit off, by the way. Good to see you, Nitty. Happy holidays.
Much Christmas.
So but you caught that, right,
I'm gonna read
Dinosaur?
the super chat
Says
because Nin paid for us to read it. Simeon was
Yay!
balling it hard, but it was funny to watch him squirm, and we didn't have to hear Wes huff as many farts.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
All
Good
right,
stuff.
y'all ready?
Yes.
Kip isn't ready.
We're ready. I'm ready. I'm always ready.
That's a
I
lie.
can't hear anything though.
I need to
Shit.
unmute it because I didn't want
Okay.
it to just blast sound.
That was
And look,
smart.
another super
That
chat.
was gut. No,
Zerlon
wow.
for 2 Eagle dollars. Dapper gets $5. $5 chat from
Thanks,
me
Zerlon.
talking up
I'm just so happy that people are here. Thanks for being here, guys. It's
Yeah.
it's
and
great.
then
And I
another
hope
one.
God, wow. I hope you didn't pay twice to send that. Holy shit. It feels like you need to say something
Now
else
it's
now.
4.
Right? Wow. But just a reminder to everyone that at 8 o'clock Pacific time, I will be directing you all to go watch Mark Reed's stream, which is
We better
linked in the
get to it.
description and pinned to the
For
chat.
real.
So let's do it.
Yeah, one thing that has struck me over the years, my particular area is in the Septuagint, right? The kind of a popular term, right, used to refer to the older Greek translations of the Hebrew Bible. And just like today, Wes, right, there are translations
he have
on a
a less
spectrum, right? You
popular
can have
term?
some that are super literal, like that Legacy Standard Bible you just read from.
Well,
And you can
pause
also have
for a
some really,
second.
really kind of dynamic.
Yeah,
When you're a-
seriously. Does he have a less
Listen,
popular term than
Listen,
Hmm?
when you're a super nerd
Right.
working in academic biblical studies, it's common for most scholars, when speaking about historical development within this text that we identify as the Septuagint, to talk about the Old Greek as something distinct. So I think that's what he's getting at here. The Septuagint, and he's kind of in the process of explaining this. The Septuagint is an eclectic text that we know through such manuscripts as like Vaticanus and Codex Sinaiticus, and fragments and other editions. However, scholars have determined that this is it's a patchwork of a bunch of different Greek traditions that were in circulation by the time of like the 3rd, 4th century. When talking about the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible stretching back into the 3rd century BCE, which is when the Torah portion of the Septuagint was translated, we tend to talk about that as the Old Greek. So just for clarification,
I see.
but it's fine. You can laugh, Dinosaur. It's
And
okay.
what would you call that collection as a whole? If you were to say be a scholar of the whole thing.
Usually, well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Usually you talk about the whole thing as the Septuagint, but when you're talking about historical development, you have to talk about the Old Greek. So it's usually the OG. We invented the OG, by the way, the biblical scholars, the OG of Exodus, or the OG of Jeremiah, or the OG of Chronicles, etc. So does that provide any clarification? So I don't know. We can continue.
Right, and really informal type translations, even as far as like a paraphrase, something like the Message or something along those lines. Well, in this corpus of the Septuagint, we have the same phenomenon. We have translations that are ultra literal, and we also have some translations that are not so, and really do tend towards the overtly interpretive. Okay, so what's interesting is, let me read to you just a rough translation of the Septuagint of Isaiah 9.
Tad is mad for 2. Now the Septuagint isn't univocal either.
It's like you can't depend on anything, right?
Wait, was anyone ever actually claiming that the Septuagint was univocal?
I do not know, but for what it's worth, Tad has accurately pointed out that it's just not. It's not.
Not.
Oh, of course. Univocal.
Oh, sorry. Do we need to?
Oh yeah, that reminds me, Kip. It's omnissiah, not omniscia. What is wrong with you?
Univocal voice.
I learned English from Sean McDowell.
All right,
he's putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Kip is not the worst excuse.
Are there female rabbis?
I love you, bitch.
I will turn this live stream right around.
It's way more fun with you guys here, honestly.
Like, the translator puts it like this: "For a child was born to us,
I actually think I've met
given to us,
female rabbis,
and the rulership or the
Not
sovereignty
that I have a huge
was upon
backlog
his
of
shoulder."
rabbis I've
So far,
met,
so good.
but still.
But then it has something like this: "And his name will be called Messenger of Great Counsel." Okay.
Quick question: when did that ever happen?
Which the
all of these titles and
all of these things.
When was the government ever on Jesus' shoulders?
Well, you see, here's the problem.
America, the Christianest of Christian nations, obviously.
Don't start that.
Red-tailed hawk noise.
So, yeah, this is a useful question. By the way,
9 hours.
Just because people
also,
people
yeah,
watch
wouldn't it be counsel, not council? You know, like counselor.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Homophobe.
Very good.
Wow. Every day.
Wow. So, wow. Good call there. Yeah. So definitely not fulfilled in Jesus, right? Rulership, sovereignty. Even in the Septuagint version, his name will be called Messenger of Great Counsel, which is weird.
When did that happen?
Handel's Messiah.
No, yeah, there we go.
Oh, right, a millennia and a few centuries later.
Millennium and a few centuries later. Thank you.
Thank you. It's very good.
All right.
Megales, boules, angelos. Even the word kind of we get angel from that, you know. But
Thanks for the
Messenger
lesson.
of Great Counsel.
Very good.
And I'll just stop reading there because there's no other name that he'll be
He's
called.
He's got a nice photograph. Oh, he took it away, but that was a nice picture there of Vaticanus, which is a 4th century manuscript, I believe, of nearly complete manuscript of the entire Bible, Christian Bible, Old and New Testament. So, yeah.
Man, as a timpani player, I have to say Handel's Messiah, it's quite a bombastic timpani part, but it's definitely not very interesting.
Oh, really?
Beethoven was much nicer to us than
you played
Handel
the
was.
timpani. You were a percussionist. So, you know, my mother played You're a professional what?
That is a good question.
Yeah, exactly. My mother also played timpani, and so we had a couple in the house. They were fun. I was a kid.
Really?
They were fun to play with. Yeah, absolutely.
You had
So
whole ass timpani in your house.
I did. I don't know about a whole ass, but there was like 3 of them. What's a whole ass?
It was a half-ass timpani.
Well, there's
Might have
one
been half-
tympanum, and then
Okay.
it's more than one timpani.
So we had timpani, definitely. We had 3. What's a whole ass timpani?
I'm really jealous.
I'm
Those are
sorry.
expensive.
They did not belong to us. They
Oh.
belonged to the wealthy mega church that we had membership at when I was a
That
child.
makes sense.
That's
Yeah,
membership,
right?
right?
So membership has its privileges.
Mark says, Kip, I was looking at your screen overlay and wondered why there were many Stonehenges as part of the decorations, and then I realized they're actually presents.
Oh,
Yeah, the bows give that away, I thought, but
that's fun.
okay.
All right.
Shall we continue?
Jewish
shall.
Greek translation. Now, just so we're clear, this translation was done some 150 or so years before the time of Jesus Christ was before his birth. Okay, so it's a Jewish translation, but it's not done like in polemic or like against early Christian views of who Jesus was. This is simply a very interpretive rendering of who this son will be. Okay, and or will be called. So, messenger of great counsel. And I think that's probably surprising to most. But what I have found to be even more surprising than even just that sort of weird I'll call it weird translation, weird rendering, is that early Christians, who are supposedly.
I have to read this as it's typed, which makes me think Russian because there's some
this is
definite articles missing, I guess. But what is the strongest country in the world? Christian, and Jesus is the king if worth. I don't know what that means.
I have noticed. I've been watching the marathon stream for the last 2 days. And I've noticed atheists approve Matthew 19:18 kicking around in the chat. Welcome to my channel. And I be good because my mods are fierce. So
Most pros use 4.
most pros use 4.
Sets of 3 are common yet. I mean,
Oh.
it's older or at like the high school level, you really don't need more than 3.
I just
When you get
you
to
know
college
when I
and professional settings, I think 4 is minimum.
listen.
I've used 5 before, and that's pretty
Really?
fun.
Wow.
So,
That I
yeah.
bet. When I was a kid,
No, 'cause the
and I
small ones, like,
discovered
18-inch diameter, and the big ones
Wow.
sound basically like bass drums because the heads are so big, they're just wobbly paper almost. It's pretty great.
when I was a kid and I discovered that there's a pedal on those things to change the tone. Oh my God. They were the greatest thing ever. Honestly. So good.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. I mean, look, I really like timpani, and the set that we used at my university, I knew the tension of all of the pedals so well that I didn't
wow.
I just didn't need the little tuning gauges at all.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I had played them and I just knew them so well. I already knew like how much I could press in to get them to change to what pitch I needed. And that came in handy because when your conductor gets to know you as a player, they'll start picking pieces that kind of cater to your playing level. So if you have somebody that's really good on timpani, you can pick parts that have really good, difficult, challenging timpani parts. And I'm grateful that my composer did that sometimes, or my conductor did that sometimes.
Did you see this from Marin? Vish?
Oh, Mahler's first. Yeah.
Nice. I got a super chat here from Lieutenant Matt the Navigator. Good to see you. Are they 18?
18 that's right. That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. Thank
Good.
you.
If I
Lieutenant
were a
Matt the
linguist, that
Navigator.
would upset me.
The Stonehenge guy?
Yeah, if I were a linguist, that
But
would
you're
upset
not. So you're just a dinosaur. So
Wow, you're just a human. Thanks.
that's it. That's all I am.
I love that when they make the little 1.5-foot Stonehenge.
Oh,
and
it's,
it's
if people
like-
don't know what we're
Well,
talking
last night,
about,
Stonehenge was in
please.
danger of being trampled by a dwarf.
Yeah, please
that.
go and watch what, in my opinion, was the greatest Rob Reiner film.
I have to concur.
This is Spinal Tap. Rob Reiner also stars
R.I.P.
in This is Spinal Tap. R.I.P. to the Reiners. But yeah, people must watch. Just go watch it, seriously. When the marathon is done, obviously. When you've got some spare time, go watch This is Spinal Tap. It will delight your heart and your ears.
Into the Septuagint, right? Their Bible is the Greek translation, and somehow the Hebrew text and even the Hebrew canon, right, never factor into an early Christian's thought process when it comes to his or her Bible. Okay, so
I think that's not quite correct.
It's very naive, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I know that the gospel writers heavily use the Greek text. I'm not arguing with that, but to say that the Hebrew text didn't figure it in, that is kind of preposterous, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
Does he think that they were reading the Greek translations in a synagogue?
Let's be clear here. John is countering this point. He's setting this up, right, as if this is a common idea. And I need to point out, if you don't recall the translation of the Septuagint, what he's pointing out here is that the translation in the Septuagint is pretty different, right, from how it appears in the Hebrew text. Maybe I'll put this up now. So I'm just going to bring this down, Vish, and put up the text of Isaiah 9 using Sepharia here. And I'll start reading in verse 1, which is, well, actually, no, let's start at 8:23, which is where a lot of scholars will start this oracle. There's a lot of editorial activity taking place in this particular text, which makes this difficult. But here's where we begin. For if there were to be any break of day for that land.
Hang on.
Hello.
There.
What happened? Thank you. Did you put it on the screen for me?
You didn't put it on the stage, so I had to do that. You may want to
I appreciate that so much. See, this is why I don't do this shit on my own, I guess, right?
Because you suck.
I suck. Do I need to make it bigger? I probably do. Let's make it bigger.
And close the fundraising banner.
Oh yeah, let's do that. There we go.
And the little bar that says, "Do you want to change your translation?" It's like, ugh.
Can I close that?
Yeah,
I don't know if I can.
There's a little X.
Oh, this one here.
No.
Oh, God damn.
Hit the back button. You don't have to start over. Just use the back button.
I did. I used the wrong one. Now I feel like, okay, I'm just starting over now. Oh my God.
Trying to tell your parents how to set the VCR clock over the phone.
Oh, shut up. Okay, so
see, there's an X right there. There you go.
There, yeah.
Not that one.
Why is it so hard for Kip?
And this will be clipped later.
This is not going quite how I thought it was going to go.
Swear to God, if you click that X again.
I'm not going to. Where is the X that I'm supposed to click? I don't see it.
You already clicked it.
Okay, so that's it. That's all is it big enough? Is it big enough?
It's big enough for me. That's what she said.
All right. Zing. For if there were to be any break of day for that land that is in straits, only the former king would have brought abasement to the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, while the later one would have brought honor to the way of the sea, the other side of the Jordan, and Galilee of the nations. Now, the reason why a lot of scholars will start this text there is because 8:23 represents a hinge that an editor has added in order to connect the contents of chapter 9, verses 1 through 6 or 7. I think it's it's either 6 or 7, to the preceding oracle in chapter 8. Here we go. The people that have walked in darkness have seen a brilliant light. On those who dwelt in a land of gloom, light has dawned. You have magnified that nation, have given it great joy. They have rejoiced before you as they rejoice at reaping time, as they exult when dividing spoil. For the yoke that they bore and the stick on their back, the rod of their taskmaster, you have broken as on the day of Midian. Truly, all the boots put on to stamp with, and all the garments donned in infamy. What's that? Were you saying something? Or shall
I
I
just
keep
coughed
reading?
a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. And all the garments donned in infamy have been fed to the flames, devoured by fire. For a child has been born to us, a son has been given us, and authority has settled on his shoulders. He has been named, this is the JPS revised translation here. The mighty God is planning grace, the eternal Father, a peaceable ruler. And I'll just pause here for a minute to point out that this is a problematic section of the text in terms of the translation, which helps to explain why it looks different like it does in the Greek text of the Septuagint. His name will be called Wonderful Counselor, El Gabor, Mighty God, Aviad, Father, ongoing, Eternal Father, Sar Shalom, Prince of Peace. The point that John is going to make here is that these are individual adjectives and nouns that stand on their own within the Hebrew text as it's presented to us just at a glance, right? The JPS translator and what a lot of commentators on this text will do is reconstruct this collection of names for this ruler into individual clauses, as the JPS translator has done. The mighty God is planning grace. What is the note here? Grace is in 25:1. That's less helpful to me. The eternal Father, a peaceable ruler. So, and then verse 6, in token of abundant authority and peace without limit upon David's throne and kingdom, that it may be firmly established in justice and in equity now and evermore. The zeal of God of hosts, that's Yahweh, Tsebaot, Yahweh of armies, shall bring this to pass.
That's so weird.
Which part?
Say et? That's just, or does that say Zot? It's really small on my own monitor.
Oh,
okay, cool.
sorry. Yeah, that's
like,
Zot. You were looking at Ta'azevat. Yeah, no, that's
Zot.
Zot. Right before the open paragraph marker, the Paducha there, which is represented by the letter P. Okay, so that's the text. There's some issues with the text, and this is part of what John's going to get to. He's going to go on here about how other witnesses help us to understand that the Handel's rendering, because this is how most people hear this prophecy, is through Handel's Messiah, right? Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. So he's going to make the case here that Greek translators, other people working on other versions of the text, were aware of what's taking place in the Hebrew text, even though some chose to translate it a little differently. We could listen to him for a little bit, but I don't want to spend too much time on this.
That's how the theory goes. Okay, the theory goes this way. Well, that's not so. First of all, Jews were also in the process of revising the Septuagint. Okay, and I'll spare everyone the full story of that, but there were three famous Jewish revisers named Aquila, Symmachus, and Theodotion.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is that at this point, they all revised the older Greek translation. They were unhappy with how messenger of great counsel brought kind of omitted or was too paraphrastic or abridging of the Hebrew, and they actually supplied Greek words for each of those Hebrew words, right? Starting with wonderful, counselor, on and on. So early Christians are reading the Septuagint, messenger of great counsel, and they're also reading other versions of Isaiah 7 that are definitely giving them insight into what the Hebrew text said. And we know this through a couple of different means that I'll go just briefly through. We know this because we have manuscripts that were copied by Christians. And we're gonna look at one of those. It's from Codex Sinaiticus. I think you know something about the Sinai Bible, isn't that right?
Sorry, what was that?
I've heard about it.
Those are Wes's favorite thing. Manuscripts.
Ah,
You bet he can't read any of them.
Greek
Ouch!
ones.
Ouch! Yeah,
You can read the
reads the
Greek
Septuagint
ones,
one's okay, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I
but-
can't read the Septuagint. Well, no, I can't. I could read the Septuagint at least to some degree. I can't read the Masoretic text or the Dead Sea Scrolls. But I've read the Anglo-Saxon Chronicles. Does that count? That's a manuscript.
No, it does
he
not.
does look very
Okay, it's
excited
not biblical,
that manuscript.
but it does have
is
dragons. So
Okay.
By the
Alright,
way,
here
we
we
do
go.
have another.
Let me turn
Hold on,
around,
we have
yeah.
another super chat here from
We're
Goop,
coming
Goop
up on your
23.
one anniversary.
Wait, go back.
Take a drink
Go
for
back
Kip as a
couple seconds.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody take a drink.
wait, we were supposed to be drinking?
Lieutenant Method Navigator 5. I know I shouldn't comment on people's appearance with the guy who literally looks like Les Grossman.
Oh God, that name is
I was
familiar.
just watching part of Tropic Thunder last night.
Nice.
Amazing.
Thank you. Sorry. Nitty, you asked him to back it up,
Go
right?
back like 10 seconds, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
A little bit more.
Interesting screenshot opportunity there.
It is.
All right.
You heard about
Let
it.
me turn around and no, it's okay.
We're coming up on your one year anniversary,
Oh.
right, of the Sinai Bible
no.
covenant. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
we
That copy
stop
of
people
Sinaiticus
from
is actually
saying
moved.
1
Now
year
it's down there.
anniversary?
I do have a copy-
Anniversary is
Jesus.
already years.
Fucking.
It's
Yeah.
a first anniversary.
It's fair.
And there's no such thing as a 1 week anniversary. That's not a thing.
Also, I know. I mean, Vish and I did a whole stream about Wes's debate with Billy Carson, in which he pulled his copy of Codex Sinaiticus off the shelf behind him. But like, are we immortalizing this event now? Like, is that what we're doing? That seems weird to me, doesn't it?
That was a big
this like-
moment for him.
Yeah, it was
It
probably
was
the
a
biggest
big
audience he's ever had.
moment.
So, like, I get it.
Sure, that's true.
And I mean, hey, who am I to talk?
Hey,
A clip from my
there's
debate
Hey.
with Kent Hovind. Hey,
If I
a
get real
clip from my
famous,
debate with Kent Hovind from like 6 years ago is still on every single one of, well, not quite every one, but almost every one of my videos. So, like,
It's
who am
true.
I to talk?
That's true.
if I get really famous debating a quack, I'll be happy I'm famous, but then I want everyone to forget about it.
What's in for
Nice.
two? No
I'm
1
just
week
saying.
anniversary. Okay, prescriptivist. All right, here we go.
Sinaiticus behind me, but it's a little bit thicker than the one that I
Let's
pulled
cheese
out
fed.
in my
Man, you
previous
got to it
conversation.
before I could
concerning
because I was taking a drink.
Right.
Yeah. So what is Sinaiticus? Which is it's a Greek Bible, like coming in around the 4th
Mhm.
century. And what's unique about its text?
Well, first of all, it's one of the very first, like what we might call just complete Bible manuscripts, right? Because the biblical books were oftentimes copied individually, or sometimes the biblical books in Greek were maybe copied according to blocks of books, like maybe Genesis through Ruth or something like this. Maybe the latter prophets, right? Just kind of neatly packaged together. But Codex Sinaiticus is one of the very first witnesses, right, to all those books, right, put between a cover, and so it's a pretty important manuscript. I mean, you would know more
Very
about
important.
its New Testament side of things, but it contains all 27 books of our New Testament. A couple of other books on the outside, right, past Revelation, the Shepherd of Hermas and Epistle of Barnabas are in there as well. But
That's interesting.
Man, would have been cool if they left those in.
I mean, I have
Would've.
a copy right near me.
You do.
We could have watched more
Wow,
mind
eh?
pretzeling of trying to
Yeah.
get the doctrine straight between some
It's
of the.
also got fragments of Papias, the epistles of Ignatius of Antioch, both the authentic and the questionable ones. It's
But I always find this interesting, right? Like Sinaiticus and Vaticanus, for that matter, are are our earliest copies of Bibles across the board. Nothing earlier than that. These are the first proper Bibles that we have witnesses to. It's so funny how many Protestants, looking at you, are so eager to get away from the contents of those earliest Bibles that we have.
Well, it's hard to take those texts at face value and also say that they should have any authority, and then also maintain Protestant distinctive theology. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Protestants like to think that they're getting back to some ancient version of Christianity. They're not. The modern Catholic and Orthodox churches have way more in common with 2nd century, say, Christians than any Protestant has ever had. That's not to say that they're identical. They're definitely not identical, but like, yeah, there's it's a lot more similarity.
All right, let's keep going. And I'm gonna try to resist the urge to put like an accordion in this guy's hands.
But definitely a complete manuscript of the New Testament. The Old Testament is a little bit more kind of fragmentary, I guess, but still we could tell it was a whole Bible at one time. And the book of Isaiah is preserved pristinely in this manuscript. And but one thing maybe our listeners and watchers here, viewers here, might be interested to know is that these manuscripts contain more than just like the text. You know, even our English Bibles today have footnotes, right? And that help explain things, right? Well, the particular page we're going to look at in Codex Sinaiticus that has Isaiah 9:6 on it also has a marker with an index, so to speak, down below.
Did you guys see that at the bottom there?
And
on the first column,
it copies the main Septuagint text, messenger of great counsel. But then, if you follow the footnote down to the bottom of the column, you get actually a pretty good rendering of the Hebrew. I say pretty good. It's not exact, but it's pretty good. We would translate it something like this: Wonderful, Counselor, Strong God, the Mighty One, Ruler of Peace, or Prince of Peace, and the Father of the coming age. Right? And this is fascinating to me because, again,
there you go.
The church at this time is supposed to only be interested in the Greek translation, the Septuagint, the official translation, and yet any user or reader of this Codex Sinaiticus is going to be able to see that the Hebrew differs here, and that already in Greek there was a pretty literal rendering of the Hebrew text that you and I look at, and that our English translations are based on. You know, and I think that's really fascinating. And then I was digging around a little bit more. So Codex Sinaiticus is, you know, hugely important to the work that we do, to the history of the Bible, to be able to point to it, to say the Bible is ancient, preserving, or God preserving his word through major witnesses like this. But even a little further out, a little further afield, and we'll supply an image for this.
What's the coming age? Oh, it's for Alan Cumming, who's going to be coming back as Nightcrawler in Doomsday next year. I'm excited.
Yes, in Doomsday.
Also, he says like he's defending the idea that like the Bible is ancient, but like, is that a contested fact at all?
No.
Okay.
And maybe honestly, maybe we can jump ahead a bit, because I think we can all agree here that hold on, let me see. I still have it up here. Let me see if I can find a good place to jump to Vish.
And yes, as Nightcrawler, who else would he be? He's the Kurt Wagner.
Where are you at right now? You're
10:40.
at 10 minutes. Maybe jump up to let's go to 15 minutes. We might even jump further, but start there. I think we can all agree, right? That the point he's making, yes, the text is ancient, much more ancient than 4th century. Yes, the Christians who were collecting these Greek translations of the text had an awareness of the textual tradition and the Hebrew behind it. I'm happy to concede that and they were engaging with us in these ancient forms of textual criticism, which is pretty cool, right? Happy to concede all that. Are we skirting the issue here?
I guess it depends. What is the... Okay, maybe I'm just out of it. Maybe it's that I'm busy, as you can see on screen, obviously cleansing the Imperium of Man on behalf of the Salamanders.
Somebody's got to do it.
Right.
No.
What is the thesis he's arguing for here? Because he said so many things, some of which seemed dumb, some of which seemed didn't. And, like, I don't know what this is building towards. Like, what does he want me to think is true that he feels like I currently don't think is true?
I think
Okay.
what they're getting at, what they're going for, I'm just teeing this up for you, Dapper.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're doing is setting this up as indicative of the fulfillment of Isaiah's words in Jesus, as presented by the Gospels and the New Testament writers.
So the thesis is just that this bit of literature is in fact supposed to be taken as a prophecy of Jesus.
I think so. I think that's what the point is. And the manuscript stuff somehow gets us to, I don't know.
Yeah,
something. Now, one thing, and I maybe he'll talk about it here, and I'll talk about it at that point. But one thing that scholars, people watching, will have noticed as well, that there's kind of an avoidance within the Septuagint of identifying this figure as mighty God, right?
Okay.
In their translation. And I think the gut instinct is that the Septuagint maybe preserves an older version of this, because that's often the case. The Septuagint will often preserve older forms of the text, right? And that the Hebrew is somehow, like the Hebrew text that we have, has somehow changed the text in some way, and the thinking might be, because Jesus is God. They did this to somebody along the way did this to align this.
Yeah, see, that part there doesn't super follow, especially since
no, it doesn't.
I think there's good reason to think that a lot of the textual differences between the Septuagint and the Masoretic text that occur, where we have a good reason to think that the Septuagint is older, have already occurred by the 1st century.
Yes.
And
I would say that this is a Jewish translator working on the Septuagint text who is a little uncomfortable with these terms applied to a human being, and it has within his thinking a developing messianic view of this cosmic figure who might be. I think that's part of what, but I would say that the Hebrew text, and I believe most scholars agree that the Hebrew text is more ancient than what's in the Septuagint. The Septuagint is a later development.
Well, I would say that, clearly the Hebrew is original, and so many of the readings...
Clearly. It's not always clearly, but yeah, in this case, I think so.
Well, okay, how about this? For the texts that are in the Tanakh and a few more, the Hebrew is clearly original to those texts, right? I don't think anyone's going to argue for Greek priority for Habakkuk.
Unless you're Evan Hilton.
Well, okay, maybe. But, on average, yeah, you're probably going to find the oldest reading in the Hebrew, if only because that's going to be the original language. But, it's going to be a case-by-case basis for any given verse, right? As to which reading is older, if there's a significant difference. So it feels weird to just say, the Septuagint preserves the older reading. No, it doesn't. It does sometimes.
There are some verses where it does. Overall, it doesn't, but there are some theologically, I think, important.
Maybe I'm just saying, I feel like there's more nuanced, and maybe it's unwelcome.
Yeah. I did
unwelcome nuance.
Yes. I did want to flag this from Defreak because this is something that I made a point the other day somewhere. I don't even remember where, but when we're talking, I think you're hearing me say messianic Jew when referring to the handlers of the text in the 1st century BC. That's not what I'm saying. There are no messianic. I would say there are no messianic Jews in early
Not
Judaism. They
the way
certainly
that
wouldn't
this
identify, not in the
person
way that we
used
think
it.
about it. Yeah. And yeah, like definitely there was obvious tension and growing discomfort in this period among some groups about the identification of a messianic figure with their divine status. That's yeah.
Right. Shall we
So-
proceed?
We shall proceed. 15 minutes.
I'm not subject to our
Whisper
viewers.
the audience.
But what's interesting is, and this is why I went into this manuscript in the first place, is because it's known for its punctuation. I wanted to see,
yes.
did they read wonderful counselor or wonderful counselor, mighty God? And sure enough, it's actually divided up just like that.
He's
So George Friedrich Handel could be totally exonerated for his move here, because in the Syriac tradition, there's a breaking up of these terms.
Right.
And the Hebrew term
I'm
is
sure Handel,
Honestly,
when
it doesn't
composing
it doesn't
the
matter
Messiah,
the way
was
he
looking at the
literally
manuscript tradition.
none of those epithets were bestowed on Jesus. Like not one.
100%. Yes. Yes.
So it doesn't matter if it was wonderful counselor or wonderful counselor.
Counselor.
Doesn't matter.
Mighty God. Yeah. Okay.
Shout out
Keep
to
going.
Handel, but
Pella.
Yeah.
Wonderful, right? Wonder. And it's the
Pause.
same Hebrew
Pause.
root
I think
that's
we
used to
should
describe-
recognize that Wes has got the text right this time.
I always laugh when people copy over some of the cancellation marks and like the. Oh wait, no, he actually didn't. He didn't.
No,
Look, there's a
it's
final
just-
mem
it's-
right here in the
it's
middle
just-
of a word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
I can say, Ahav Tika, I love you.
Hatsikva, everyone.
Also, we have Samo Pella.
Okay.
Ale.
Shimo Pella.
The final mem. I'm
That is not a
crying.
final mem, actually. No. This is his compressed text. This is Gavord. This is El Gavord. So the Vav
turning.
is pressed into
Turning.
exactly.
Gross.
God,
It's
that looks terrible.
I know.
Oh
I
my
saw it. I'm
God.
like, wait, what? Final? Wow.
Is
yeah,
that what
you're
that
right.
is?
And he didn't put a
That
space
is
or
what
even a
that is.
hyphen between Avi and Av.
Oh, you know what? That's actually there is manuscript precedent for that. There is lots of places where Aviad is read. It's a name. These are,
Yeah.
and that's something I need to point out here, which is significant about this particular text. This is my understanding of this has always been that these are statements that were uttered at the birth of Hezekiah. Expectations, hopeful expectations for his successful rule as the next king of Israel after his father Ahaz has died while he's still an infant. Unto us a child has been born. Right? This is something that has already happened.
Already
Past
happened.
tense. So these are throne names. Most scholars are agreed about this. There's a lot of discussion about how this parallels Egyptian tradition, where 5 throne names are applied to an incoming pharaoh. You have Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. 5 throne names. So because their names, Aviad is can be written this way as opposed to Avi space Ad, if it's because these are names, right? And I'll say this too. Aviad means it's literally father of. Ad, which is a preposition meaning until or as far as, can be used to indicate like a long age and never ending or a perpetual period of time.
Kip, I have a question. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
And this is actually for Vish too. And it's not super on topic, but it has to do with things like Wes's ability at Hebrew.
Yes.
What is it about the idea of using an enclitic pronoun as a suffix to a verb to mark that verb's direct objects, person, and number that is confusing? Okay, I am actually not sure why that's confusing, but apparently it's very confusing, and I don't get it. Why? Explain why, please.
I'm not. I don't have an explanation. It could be that he doesn't maybe know this language very well. That would be my explanation, perhaps.
Okay, but that's like.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have not studied Hebrew formally. However, I have studied Arabic, and that's like second semester Arabic. Like this is not super advanced
like
Arabic.
A neighbor.
Definitely, no, not very advanced. It's true.
And Arabic does the same thing too, right? You can use the enclitic pronoun to mark the number and person on a verb. Of the direct object. But like I didn't find that to be particularly like difficult as a concept. But apparently some people do.
Some people do.
I don't get it.
Some people do.
I'm okay. Well, some people do.
Titus Map 5. I'm glad Dapper's years-long plot to smuggle Warhammer 40k into Kip's stream continues unabated. Eventually, Kip will forsake the impure flesh. All hail the Omnisciah. Lieutenant Math the Navigator for 2. Not everyone is a linguist, Dapper.
That's true. That is
I
true.
feel like you don't need to be a linguist to understand, like, hey, if I put this suffix that you already know from possessive suffixes at the end of a verb, it tells you who the direct object is. I feel like you don't need to be a linguist for that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, some people in the audience aren't getting it, so...
Okay. All the plagues or the wonders that God performs. You see, like when He's bringing His people out of Egypt, right? With an outstretched arm, right?
Oh, I figured it out.
Mighty
Wes
hand or
Huff
a mighty
doesn't know
arm.
where the enclitic pronoun is. He can't find it. You're welcome, Vishanti.
I really wish that this was streamed through Discord because I would have played the little sound effect for the horn there.
And I think that's so fascinating that this son that's going to be given is immediately designated.
Again, it's something that's already happened. The verb is it
not
perfect
going
or imperfect?
not it's perfect. It's not going to be given. This is a son. It is a child who has been born to us.
Yeah, but
this has happened.
Hebrew marks for aspect, not for tense. So who can say whether something's supposed to happen in the future or the past?
Dinosaur. Fuck off. No. Stop
as
it, please.
Hella. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful.
I don't even know
and
what the
those of us
problem
who,
is. I'm
who
just
kind of see how that
reporting
word
facts.
is used through the rest of the Hebrew Bible, it is oftentimes used to describe God Himself and, of course, God's own actions. And so this son is first and foremost, right out of the gate, described as wonder, and that is not lost on some of our sort of Christian forefathers who were reading this verse as well. And I think that's
love this
maybe something that we could maybe think about.
Sorry.
The grammar God isn't bound to time. He's playing by David Lynch rules.
Yeah.
That's right. Time is a
Not
flat
bound to linear
circle.
time. That's right.
It's a flat circle.
Remember, y'all, in the future, don't forget to leave out a plate of black coffee for David Lynch. Also,
I
in the
did
past.
not.
About in restoring. I don't know if the Legacy Standard Bible will go for it, but it'd be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting that in regards to that, like the wonderful having that connotation, it kind of reminds me of the word miracle sometimes being, we translate as miracle, but sometimes it's dunamis, which means power. Yeah, right. It's literally
That's
the
the Greek
powers.
word,
And semeion sign would be the kind of
power,
other
wonder.
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't we talking about Hebrew here? Pele?
Also,
but see,
he
Wes doesn't
pronounces
know
it-
Hebrew.
He pronounces Greek like he's fresh out of a Protestant seminary.
Yes, he does.
I mean,
Dunamis.
he
But I
kind of
shouldn't. I
does
shouldn't
go to
talk.
Protestant
My
seminaries.
pronunciation's pretty bad.
So, okay.
that's used frequently in the New Testament.
Yeah.
But Jesus is literally doing. I mean, it's a very awkward way of putting it, but he's doing powers when he's doing miracles in certain.
Yeah.
And so this could have like a similar kind of typological crossover in that. So I do think that's interesting, and I hope the listeners hear that. Backing up a little bit in terms of, we often hear the Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Old Testament, talked about in a monolithic way, as if Paul went over to his shelf and he pulled his reader's edition of the Septuagint off the shelf, and he just read that. And well, that's not how it worked, right? There were different streams, they were translated at different times, and especially bringing in something like the Theodosian text. That's almost like if we were to use a comparison, Theodosian's text is far more like the NASB or the LSB that I just read than it is like what we typically understand as the Septuagintal text, which is more like
an
an
pause
NIV.
for a second? Something I got to point out, and I pointed this out when I did a stream a couple of years ago, talking about Michael Jones's poor handling of the prophecy of the donkey that Jesus, sorry, not the what Matthew understands as the prophecy of the Messiah's entry into Jerusalem, and Matthew's misunderstanding of that text. And I made this point there because people want to talk about how the writer of the Gospel of Matthew was actually working with Hebrew texts, because the citation of Zechariah 9 in Matthew looks more like the Hebrew text than it does the Septuagint translation. I beg to differ on this point. One of the things we have learned, that's correct, Ted is mad. Donkeys. You got it.
Yeah. Two at least.
Two at least.
Stack them one on top of the other.
The writer of Matthew did not understand how Hebrew poetry works. It didn't get parallelism, right? There's got to be two of them. So, the assumption is made, just a sec, Fish. The assumption is made that Matthew is working with the Hebrew text, when one of the things that we have discovered with the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, there are copies of Greek Bible texts in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the thing that they all have in common, which is really interesting, is that they're all closer to the Masoretic text than they are to the Old Greek. Remember the Old Greek, Tapper? When scholars talk about the received text in the Septuagint, everything that we have from the Dead Sea Scrolls written in Greek is actually closer to the Masoretic text tradition than it is to the Old Greek translation of their manuscripts. So what this strongly suggests is that there were multiple versions of the Greek text in circulation, because of course there were, in the early centuries of Judaism, at the beginning of Christianity. They didn't all look the same, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're always reading the Masoretic text either, or working in conversation or contradistinction to the Masoretic text.
Why do you hate the Bible so much?
So much.
Jesus did powers. So Jesus cast fireball.
You mean they had their own contemporary ESV and KJV?
Somebody did, yeah, absolutely. There was a version for everyone.
Yeah, including the people who were even more sexist than standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, how's this, by the way?
Donkeys?
Is a lot louder, crunchy at all?
Yeah,
I think
it doesn't seem crunchy to
Chat,
me.
let us
I
know
probably
how
sound
Nelly
crunchy. I don't know. I didn't have my sound set up before this.
No one's listening to you.
Double-decker donkeys.
So
it's not crunchy, or it's fine.
It's not crunchy. It sounds fine.
Okay, good.
I
think I fixed it. Yay!
Yay! All right.
If Jesus is the Son of God, he can ride an infinite number of donkeys if he wants to.
That's fair.
DFT Knight says, didn't Dale Allison's commentary end up saying Matthew did understand parallelism and his writing includes Semitisms?
Yeah, he did actually. Allison saved himself the room to point out that we don't know if Matthew was reading the Hebrew text or if he had a Greek translation of the Hebrew text that was more closely aligned to the Masoretic text than the Septuagint. So he did leave himself an out here. Regarding the
this
donkey of
is
Matthew, I like Dr. Dan's take. Is
it
it
one or
one
two?
donkey or
Whichever
two?
works for you, dear reader, to convince you he's fulfilled the prophecy.
Yeah, that's fair. But
So,
this is just this. Hey, Lawrence, good to see you.
Okay.
Oh wow,
I'm gonna give it
Maya just informed me that Nick from In Time has rated us. So thank you, Nick, and welcome.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Viewers.
how about that?
Nice. Let's continue.
Isn't it?
Mhm.
It's much more functional versus formal in its translation style.
Yeah.
And so these are things to remember when we're talking about these helpful
Right.
but kind of imposed terms on these things.
That's right. Yeah, I just want to piggyback up on that, just like one more point. So the way sometimes the Bible's history is cast is, you might have a church father like Jerome, okay, that's mentioned, right? He's very famous for his Latin Vulgate, going directly back to a Hebrew manuscript, right, to
for some
translate
things.
the Old Testament into Latin, right, bypassing the Greek tradition altogether. Okay, and then the history is sort of something like this. Well, you have Jerome, and then you have the Protestant Reformation, and it's like, whoa! I mean, that's like 1,100 years. Like, wow. Okay, like, is it really that simple? No, of course it's not. But more so, one of the puzzles that's just that I love digging into is, how did Jerome pop up and think I should go directly back to the Hebrew? And I actually have the language skills to do that, right? Like, did he just wake up one day and go, I should do this? Or was there already something about the Hebrew text, its wording, and the Hebrew canon, right? The books that should be included amongst the inspired scriptures.
Oh my God, no.
About the Hebrew text and canon that
Is he seriously trying to make this point that already back in the 4th fucking century, when Jerome is making his Latin translation of the Bible, that there was something about the fucking Protestant? Is that what he's saying? That's what I'm hearing. Is that what he's saying?
Oh, and who said at that time what books ought to be in the Hebrew Bible?
God, obviously.
Jesus.
So wait, should we take the inclusions of 1st and 2nd Maccabees and etc.
I mean, those aren't
as
even
legitimate
in the Hebrew Bible, the Jewish canon. So,
but if Jerome says they should be, or the early church, whatever tradition said they should be, then that's where we're at, right?
Did people hear what I heard though? Did
I
people hear?
wasn't listening to him that close because I just happened to scan over to the side chat.
Okay.
Tad is Matt for 5. I don't care if it rains or freezes as long as I get this Limber Jesus riding on all these goddamn donkeys.
Ride, Jesus, ride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Maya says your mic sounds great, Nitty.
Okay, good.
Maccabees should be in there because it's cool. No, only like the first few chapters of the first book of Maccabees is cool. The rest is socio and geopolitics and it's boring as hell. I stand on that. It's like I read all 4 of them and I was like, wow, the cool stuff's only in the first little book. And great.
He literally argues, good to see you, Simone. He literally argues that there are differences in citation styles with church fathers between the Apocrypha and the Protestant canonical books. See, yeah, I'm happy that I wasn't the only one hearing that, and that is just abject nonsense, John.
Nonsense.
Come on,
pure and utter nonsense.
Come on.
It was already prior to Jerome, you see. In other words, he doesn't just wake up and do something brand new. He might be like the end of a development, you see, like the last link in a chain, as opposed to something first, okay? And when I look at the Isaiah 9:6 example, we also have the commentary by Eusebius of Caesarea. So Bishop Eusebius,
we don't care. No, we don't care what Eusebius has to say. So let's jump forward to let's see here. Let's jump forward to 2530 Vish. Can we chalk this up? I want to say one more thing about this text in Isaiah 9:6, right? Behold, unto us a child has been born. I can't stress that enough. This is something that has already happened. A lot of scholars will say this is with reference to Hezekiah. Excuse me. HGM Hugh Williamson, who I'm rather fond of, in his more recent commentary on Isaiah, says that this is an idealized picture of kingship, not necessarily restricted to Hezekiah, but was in circulation and could be applied to any ruler as an expectation for how they are to rule. The problem here comes with these titles. Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. People misunderstand this stuff as if the titles were intended to provide, what's the word I'm looking for? Description, like ontological descriptions about who these human kings were. That's not the point. And even if it were, we're living in a time when the Hebrew writers of the Bible are not special. They're describing their rulers in the same terms as everyone else in the ancient Near East, who will often make references to them as divinely
Gods, yeah.
connected.
Gasp.
I'll say one more thing about Aviad, Father, Eternal Father, as it's been translated. This is something that I am quite fond of. It can be Father of perpetuity. It could also be with the pronominal suffix, my Father is eternal, which makes all the difference in the world when you're talking about
like
how
that
to
reading.
understand this. I do too, right? And it aligns, right? One of the things scholars also point to with this text, also with the next one that we're going to look at in Isaiah chapter 7, is the close connection of these to the stories in the Deuteronomist about the prophecy concerning the house of David in 2 Samuel chapter 7. And what does it say there about the son of David? God says, he shall call me Father, and he shall be a son to me. Divine offspring, kings.
Mm-hmm.
It's Israel was not special. Judah was not special. Everybody wrote and thought and conceptualized monarchy in these terms. That's what's going on in these prophecies from Isaiah. And whether or not you think or we recognize that these were actually fulfilled in the life of any living king of Judah is not the point. Because there was an expectation at a period in time, and if it wasn't met, that's history, isn't it?
Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Nothing changed there.
Yeah, right. Well, it would be matching, right? I think that
It does. It would be
yeah,
matching.
yeah. So
Yep.
so it would be what we'd find in our
Masoretic
Hebrew.
text or normal Hebrew manuscripts. Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so moving on then, Isaiah 7, kind of went backwards, right? Because Isaiah 7 is before Isaiah 9. But looking at Isaiah 7, once again, this is how the LSB that I have in front of me renders it. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin will be with child and bear a son, and she...
Again, the grammar indicates that has already happened. She has already conceived. This is not a prophecy. She's already
No.
conceived.
No.
I'm
Do I
crying.
need to bring the text up again? I think I dropped it. I need to bring it up again. But press play while I get this back.
We'll call his name Emmanuel, right? Emmanuel meaning God with us. This being played off
And
in the
again,
Gospels.
that didn't happen with Jesus. Like, that's not a thing. So frustrating. Okay.
Who is this person? Emmanuel. Do we know?
I think he founded the Swedenborgians.
Says the guy playing Warhammer.
The
It's a
Swedenborgians are all
spiritual
real.
Hang on.
Emmanuel.
Nerd moment. Is putting the binding on this quilt, and she has to say, "I'm a stitch the ditch bitch. If you sew, you know." I do know. I do know.
That's awesome. Oh,
Love me
yes.
some clean,
Is Dr.
clean
Kip
themes.
Davis the greatest text writer? No, I definitely am not. But shall we just pull this down for a second and bring up the text? And I will do this. I can do this. Watch me do it. I'm doing it. It's happening.
Okay. Watching.
All right. So I'm starting here. This is part of a prophecy that Isaiah does deliver to Ahaz, the father of Hezekiah, the king in Jerusalem, because he's freaking out that Ephraim, Israel, the kingdom in Samaria to the north, and Aram in Damascus are forming a coalition against the city of Jerusalem. And so Isaiah comes to him and says, and gives him this prophecy. So I'm just starting here in verse 4 of chapter 7, and say to him, this is Yahweh talking to Isaiah of King Ahaz in Jerusalem. Say to him, be firm and be calm. Be calm. Calm down, King Ahaz. Do not be afraid and do not lose heart on account of those 2 smoking stubs of firebrands, on account of the raging of Rezin and his Arameans, the son of Remaliah. Because the Arameans with Ephraim and the son of Remaliah have plotted against you, saying, we will march against Judah and invade and conquer it, and we will set up as king in it the son of Tabeel. See, Ahaz was concerned that his city was going to be invaded, and that the invaders would kill him and set in his place a puppet ruler who would do what they wanted. This is politics, right? So says my sovereign Lord, this is Adonai Yahweh, my Lord Yahweh. It shall not succeed, it shall not come to pass. For the chief city of Aram is Damascus, and the chief of Damascus is Rezin. The chief city of Ephraim is Samaria, and the chief of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. And in another 65 years, Ephraim shall be shattered as a people. If you will not believe, for you cannot be trusted. Yahweh spoke further to Ahaz. Ask for a sign from Yahweh Elohecha, from your God,
Your
Yahweh.
God.
Anywhere down to Sheol or up to
I
the
forgot
sky.
there were people other than me here that don't actually know what that would mean. I was like, why is Kip translating your God for me? Like, I don't know how to translate that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Not everyone's a linguist.
I'm not a linguist. I was just about to be offended a little bit, though.
It's not all about the dinosaur God.
Maybe it should be. Have you ever thought about that?
No, shut up. Go away. We're reading. But Ahaz replied, I will not ask and I will not test Yahweh.
Coward.
So he responds, listen, house of David, Isaiah retorted. Is it not enough for you to treat the agents as helpless, that you also treat my God as helpless? Assuredly, my Lord, my sovereign, will give you a sign nonetheless. Look, the young woman is pregnant. She's pregnant and about to give birth to a son. Let her name him Emmanuel, which means God with us. By the time he learns to reject the bad and choose the good, people will be feeding on curds and honey. Before the lad knows to reject the bad and choose the good, the ground whose 2 kings you dread shall be abandoned. God will cause to come upon you and your people and your ancestral house such days as have not come since Ephraim turned away from Judah, that selfsame king of Assyria. So, couple things. I want to point out that the focal point of this prophecy is not Emmanuel, the son of the young woman who is about to give birth. The focal point of this prophecy is the time between when she gives birth and when this child, what does it say?
I think you
By the
skipped it.
time he learns to reject the bad and choose the good. By that time, he knows to do these things. The people will be feeding on curds and honey. Before the lad knows to reject the bad and choose the good, the ground on whose two kings, remember, this is about the king of Adam and the king of Ephraim in Samaria. Before this happens, the ground, their ground, these kings that you dread shall be abandoned. This is
Let me
about,
summarize.
thank you, Vish. You're good at this, which is why I'm good.
So Isaiah is talking to Ahaz, and he's like, "Hey,
Mhm.
man, some shit's about to go down. Ask God; He's gonna tell you." And Ahaz is like, "Nope, not gonna do it. I don't even want to know.
I
I'm not
don't
asking him.
wanna.
I don't wanna." And Isaiah's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. You've got about 5 minutes before shit's about to get wrecked for you. In fact, it's gonna happen so quick. There's someone who's already pregnant, and before that kid even has the ability to tell what's right and wrong, your shit's gonna be wrecked."
Wrecked.
And Ahaz is probably like, "I didn't even want to know. I
This is
didn't
why.
ask."
This is why I'm not asking for a sign.
He was like, "This is why I didn't ask."
Fucking
It was gonna be
asshole.
bad. Yeah, right. And Isaiah's like,
That-
"I mean, look,
that's
you're
what Ahaz
walking
said.
all
It's
over
not
the place
recorded
right
in the
now,
text,
but in like just a few
That
minutes,
is-
you're gonna get your shit
that
rocked."
is
So
that is 100% what Ahaz said after Isaiah delivered his prophecy. He's like, under his breath, he's like,
asshole.
fucking asshole. Get out of my house.
Yeah.
So, very importantly, Marin points out, not Jesus, guys. The woman is pregnant
Already.
She's not, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about it. She's not a virgin.
This is
right?
the thing that DeFree picked up on is that there's another instance of this happening where a king is like, "Hey, my team of prophets, am I gonna like do well in this battle?" Like, "Yeah, go! Like, you're gonna whip
Go,
their
bro.
asses. It's gonna great.
Slay,
Like,
king.
you're gonna slay, king." And he's like, "You guys are just telling me what I want to hear. I don't need people who are gonna glaze me. Call the one prophet I hate. He always says shit I don't like, but call him anyway. At least I know he's gonna be honest with me and not brown nose me." And the prophet shows up and goes, "Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
interesting
totally.
rating.
Like, you're just gonna gore him, like, slay." And the king goes, "Be serious. I know that you never say anything good about me. Just let it out." And the prophet goes, "Yeah, you're gonna get your shit rocked." He's like, "I knew it. I knew you were gonna say bad shit."
Except that's what you asked for, and then you got
That's
it.
what you asked me to do. Yeah.
It's like when Mikey Smith got angry at me for explaining Moon. I was like, Mikey, you asked me
explained
to
it.
explain.
I don't like it.
So,
Also, sorry,
no,
glaze
we need to.
is a modern internet comment term for like brown nosing in the comments. So it's
I can't find it now. Where was it? Damn it.
right here.
No, the one that you
No?
dropped from Redim. God damn it. Here we go. Okay. Isn't it more like a lass or something of generic woman in that passage? Yeah. And we'll play a little bit more of this. We got about 15 minutes to go here. And we will we'll talk about that. But yeah, this is like really importantly, the understanding of who this woman is it's a big question with regards to this text. People hear this as, behold, a virgin will conceive.
Behold.
Behold.
Doesn't
Go watch the
automatically
Behold
mean
Network,
she's a
everyone.
virgin, and also she's having the kid already. So
Yeah. All right. So
Anyway.
let's I'm gonna drop this. Bring the video back and let's watch a little bit. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's watch a little bit. And
And
Okay.
the angel
and
comes
see
to
if we get
Mary,
into this.
and the saying, you will name him Emmanuel, right? That's going to be his name.
And then
By the
she
way,
did
what right? Like what was Jesus' name?
Whoops.
And she didn't. Just
His
now I
name
feel
was
like
actually Jesus Emmanuel. No one talks about his middle name.
Jesus Emmanuel
Mm.
Christ.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't see why that's confusing to anyone.
The
Oh,
true meaning
man.
of Christmas is buying audiobooks, everyone.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Seems made up though.
But there's a and
His
maybe
name
some of
was
the viewers,
Emmanuel,
listeners
but
are
he
unaware of
he
this.
had trouble getting naturalized, so they
Oh, he came out of Egypt, right? Yeah. Coming
Yeah,
back
he-
into Palestine.
He had his name changed.
Sorry,
Page
by
was silent.
I'll leave.
Jesus Emmanuel Christ. Emmanuel Christ. Yeah, it's just using Spanish. So
But there is actually a debate, and if you ever talk to, which I have, Orthodox Jews today, they'll bring this up. That this is
Just wait a bit. Wait a
real
minute,
quick.
Bish. Just
Redem,
Orthodox Jews.
do you know the word dievichka? Is that fitting for female? Yeah, I would say dievichka is a pretty good
What does it mean?
translation, actually. Like,
I'll tell you what I think
young
it
woman.
is in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Lieutenant Method Navigator for 5. Only Mary ever called him Jesus Emmanuel Christ when he misbehaved.
True.
Jesus Emmanuel Christ, stop jumping on the bed.
It has a ring
Okay.
to it.
It does. It does. All right, press play.
Okay.
they describe as a misunderstanding, a mistranslation, because of the difference between the Hebrew and the Greek here. What's going on there?
Yeah, so the Hebrew term is alma, which in other places in the Hebrew Bible does get translated young woman.
No, hold on, pause.
But in our one specific case, we want it to mean
Virgin
so that's how we translate it.
slash young woman. No, fucking no.
That's special pleading.
No, it doesn't. It does not mean virgin. The way I and this is
No,
complicated, guys.
No, that is not pre-denial of Jesus.
Like, how does that even work?
Christians retconning Alma to mean virgin. Okay.
Well, I mean,
I'm
and when you
flipped
think
around
about
backwards
it,
there for you, kid.
when you think about it, and we've gone through and read the passage the whole way through, Matthew has clearly been doing surgical extractions from the texts he uses. He doesn't really care about how much sense it won't make to put Jesus back into that paragraph.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Exactly.
Like, if we put
He
Jesus
does not
back into
care.
that paragraph, we go, wait a minute, like, 2 kings, and before he was chewing cud, well, we don't know anything after what happened except Jesus got his penis cut a little bit, and then he got some extra he got some extra gifts.
Hey.
That's it. That's all we know
Right.
for his
Sure.
childhood. I'm just
What
saying.
is it?
It's true.
Like a virgin.
All right. Everyone be quiet because
Just saying.
biblical scholar here, okay?
Who hasn't written any books?
Alma, shut up. There's an audiobook that you can get that I have written and narrated. But I'm making an important point here. Alma in Hebrew, the way this is complicated, and I need to stress that scholars debate this still about what this term Alma versus the more commonly accepted term for virgin in Hebrew, which is Betula. What is the difference between Alma, which is translated as I would translate as more generically as young woman, versus Betula, which I would translate as a virgin proper? What is the difference between the usage of these two terms? And it is not consistent throughout the Hebrew Bible. But I would say that the most appropriate way to understand these words has to do with their what's the word I'm looking for? Their sexual distinction. A virgin, a betula, is a female who has not yet been penetrated by a man. I'm sorry to be crass, but that's what it means. It's a proper physical description of a virgin. And Alma, as I understand it, is a woman of any age who is still either usually either betrothed or in a proper coupled relationship similar to like what we would call a marriage, who has not had children yet. So this is not a woman who has never had sex. This is a and probably a young woman, right? Most commonly a young woman who has not yet had children, as distinct from a betula, who is, a female who has just never been penetrated. That's my understanding of the difference of the words. And this people approach this text, and something that happens is they never ask who this person is. Isaiah just says, God just says, Yahweh just says, behold, look, an Alma. Who is this?
Honestly, it could have just been somebody standing nearby. It's like, look, see, before that woman gives birth, or when that woman gives birth. It's like, come on, it doesn't matter.
What if,
yeah,
instead of it being a regular noun, this is actually a proper noun referring prophetically to the person referred to in the Book of Mormon as Alma, who has at least a few books named after her.
You, Vishanti, you invited the dinosaur. I'm just saying.
I think that you are pre-rejecting the Book of Mormon, and that's not fair.
It's not fair.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
The
who's
woman
this?
is with.
Hold up.
Claude Simeon
Read the
provides.
super
I once
chat,
heard a
then I'm
young
gonna
woman
show.
will court a man instead of conceive or give birth. Is there any textual? No, there's no basis for that. There's no sense of courting a man in that
It's
verse.
pretty.
Yeah,
It's
the
pretty
next thing talks about
vague.
her giving birth.
Yeah.
It's like it says the Alma like will have a yeled, a baby, or it's going to
Yes, a
give birth,
child.
going to
Yes.
have a child. So
She's
there's
pregnant.
no courting there.
It says, look,
Yeah.
the Alma is Hannah. She's pregnant.
Yep. She's gonna have a baby.
Or you could actually alternatively translate, look, the pregnant Alma. You could translate it that way.
Like, look, see that pregnant woman over there?
Yeah, look at the pregnant woman.
Yeah.
That's, all right. Nitty.
What are you holding up there?
God,
Hang on.
Sorry.
Stop.
Fuck. I'm done.
She's with child, and he has great power.
My queen, Susan Storm. I love her. I love her.
All right.
I couldn't
Let's
help it.
listen
God, she
to
has
another
cool
minute.
stuff to do now.
And then
okay,
because I said I would, I want to give people a preview of the audiobook.
okay. Do you want to just do that now because we have 5 minutes and it's going to take you a minute to?
Do a minute, and I'll only play a minute or two.
Are you sure?
So, pretty sure.
I think you should just go ahead
play
and
a little
play your
bit. I'll tell you what. You think I should? Okay.
It's the director's cut where every other word's fuck, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it is. All right. So, let's bring this one up. I even queued it up, guys. Okay. If you've tuned in this long, then you get a preview.
I wasn't comparing her to anybody. I don't understand this. I love Sue Storm. There wasn't any intimation that
Oh no,
I
Sue
don't
Storm
get
as a
this.
character overall is fantastic.
I'm like, look, I can like Sue Storm without comparing her to anybody. I didn't say anything about Jennifer Waltz. I don't.
You could say she's been written fantastically.
Oh,
You held up the new movie version of Sue Storm, who is objectively a badass.
All right. Shall I play? A selection from my chapter 7 titled Cosmos.
From Dagon's chapter.
In
7.
this chapter, we're going to explore the cosmic. Can everybody hear it?
Yes.
Yes.
Cosmic geography of the ancient Israelites in the Hebrew Bible. That exploration begins in the first chapter of the first book of the Bible, in Genesis 1. Science Wars. You'll like the first chapter of Genesis is one of the best known texts in the entire Bible, and it has become a battleground of worldviews among Christians. One of the outcomes of the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution was the depths to which the triumph of science affected theology. Benedict Spinoza's Tractatus Theologico Politicus, discussed in chapter 3 above, gave shape to a new way of thinking about the Bible informed by science and reason. The method of interpreting scripture does not widely differ from the method of interpreting nature, he said. While this gave way to modern critical biblical studies, it also underwrote various forms of Christian resistance to the influence of the German science, as historical critical scholarship came to be known in the 19th century. In 1802, the great English theologian William Paley published his magisterial work, Natural Theology, where he was already taking this to heart. It is only by the display of contrivance that the existence, the agency, the wisdom of the deity could be testified to his rational creatures. This is the scale by which we ascend to all the knowledge of our Creator, which we possess, so far as it depends upon the phenomena or the works of nature. Take this away, and you take away from us every subject of observation and ground of reasoning. I mean, as our rational faculties are formed at present. Whatever. Well, there we go. There's a little bit.
Are we lost?
Your dog is a surprisingly
Are we
good writer.
watching people listen to a book? Thank you.
Fucking yeah, we are.
Hey,
Yes, we are.
Paul, I know
100
you know there's
150
worse Christian
people
content out there.
Are watching people listening to it, but good to see you,
Like
Paul.
you could just
Happy-
see me
happy
like completely losing
holidays.
all concentration.
Yeah.
I gotta say, your dog
Th-
is a
this will-
surprisingly good author.
We
Yeah.
could do that the whole show, and it would still be better than any daily dose of repost video ever.
Thank you. Thank you
So-
very much, Nitty. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. So we got about a minute left here. The dinosaur never gives me any opportunities to talk about what's coming up. So, I'm feeling about as accommodating tonight. But you know what? Go ahead, dinosaur. Tell us what's going on.
All right, so tomorrow over on Top Hats Off, I'm going to be doing some art streams with Chesh. Then on a Saturday, I'm going to be doing Dapper Reacts with apparently Vishanti only, and no Dr. Kip.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah. Then on Tuesday, I've got Kent with Bent. Then on Thursday, I've got some show. I don't know. I haven't scheduled it. Whatever. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Look at that. You could have given me as much time as I give you, and I still would have done it.
It's very true. That's very true. So Nitty, good to see you. Thanks for hopping
Yeah.
on. Merry Christmas. You got anything coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I forgot to wear my Chitsmas shirt, didn't I? Oh no, I wore it.
Oh, nice.
Woo.
Do it, lady.
Yeah, do it, lady.
My mom got me that. No, maybe I'll review some
got
more
you that?
call-in shows. I did some call-in reviews last week, and I lost subscribers when I said that Christians actually won some of the arguments. So maybe I'll do that again this week.
How
and see how
dare
many
you?
more.
Atheists can never make mistakes.
I can't. Oh my God, you were honest about something.
Oh,
no.
wow.
So you're supposed to tell
Impossible.
people that their team won, regardless of how silly that
Yeah,
is.
fuck. Yep.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah.
Atheists
Maybe I'll do
review
that
the
again this
logical
week and see how
fallacies.
many. I want to see how far I can thin the herd. I'm gonna be like Gideon.
Nice.
I'm just gonna
Yeah. Just watch.
see how many
watch
men
to
I
see
can
how
go with.
people are drinking at the stream. Yeah. It's good. Very nice.
Are you drinking at this stream?
All right. So, Vish, anything coming up this week, or are you chilling?
I've been
You're
trying to
on Deborah's
manage
channel.
a very
manage it.
stressful housing situation, so
Yeah.
just stay tuned.
There's links in the description, guys. Vish can use her
Yeah.
help. Help her out, please.
If you don't help,
and
I will come to your house and I will use my big dinosaur teeth to kill you.
he's a fucking dinosaur. He'll do it. So
Him stomp.
yeah, him stump. So we're over time, and we got to get out of here. Everyone, there are 155 people watching. I expect to see everyone flipping over the channel to go watch Mark Reed, who's streaming now, and to keep the marathon going. And happy Christmas, happy holidays, everyone. Have a great night. Be good, and we will see
Hatikvah.
you.
Yeah,
Hatikvah
Hatikvah.
in the new year.